What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with the review for The Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 5, episode number 9. The episode is titled The Tipping Point. You guys, without further ado, let's get into this episode. This is probably going to be a lengthy review because there's a lot of stuff that I just want to talk about with this episode. So like I said, without further ado, let's just jump into this episode review. All right, you guys, so we have the fight. I still feel the exact same way that I felt after last week's review, that Monique started the fight. Now, Monique, she did go on Instagram that she did not do a live last week. She did the Q&As. And one of the questions was, why did she, react the way that she acted? Now, she stated that she felt a push on her. And I didn't see it in last week's episode, so I kind of went back and watched it, but the editing was kind of choppy, so you couldn't really tell if it was what it was. But then tonight's episode, they showed it clearly. Yes, she did get pushed, but she didn't get pushed by Candace. She actually got pushed by Gizelle. That was Gizelle's hand pushing her away from Candace. But Monique went ahead and she grabbed a fistful of Candace's hair and she was punching Candace. And honestly, at this point, you guys, I gotta be honest with you, I'm still on Candace's side. I see why Candace pressed charges against Monique. I don't understand why Monique, I think Monique pressed charges on Candace actually, just to retaliate, honestly. Because, and I know people are gonna probably be like, well, she did hit her with the glass, but Monique took the first hit. Monique took the first hit, and Candace got upset that, this woman is grabbing my hair and she punching me. Oh, hell no. Let me hit her back, and forgetting that she had the glass in her hand, or maybe she remembered she had the glass in her hand, she just threw it and hit her. The wine got in her face and she broke the glass on her. I honestly don't feel no type of way about it. I don't. Monique put herself in that situation. Now, let me stop right here for just a second and give a quick shout out. So there's a new show on Bravo called The Chat Room that is currently on. It's got two housewives, Gizelle and Portia from Atlanta, and two other women. I don't know them, so Kate Chastain and Heather or something. I don't know them, but it's on now. You guys go check it out. But back to this. Coming to this season, I was actually on Monique's side. I was thinking, actually coming into this season, I wasn't on anybody's side. I had said it from the beginning that going into this season, I was going to be neutral. I don't want to say, oh, I bet you Candace provoked this, or oh, I bet you Monique did something to Candace. I don't want to be like that. So I wanted to be in the middle, impartial. Be like, I could probably see what Candace probably did to Monique, but Monique also does kind of talk a lot, so I can see both sides. But at this point, I am squarely on Candace's side. This didn't have to happen. It was stupid. Honestly, it's so stupid. And I know on social media, I know Karen wants to place the blame on Gizelle and Robin. Honestly, I'm on their side. And I never would have thought I would say I'm on Robin and Gizelle's side. But Robin and Gizelle didn't do this. The person who actually really got this kicked off is Ashley. And Ashley went to the bathroom. Ashley asked Candace and Monique, are they good? And then she left. And then Monique mentioned what Gizelle had told her about Candace and Charisse. And, Monique had been on social media saying that this had nothing to do with Charisse. Ma'am? Yes, it does. It has a lot to do with Charisse. You still feel some type of way about the fact that Charisse came to the girl's anniversary party. It makes no sense to me. Candace has apologized to you about this shit, so I don't get why we still dealing with this shit. If she apologized to you, let it go. If you didn't accept the apology, say, what, Candace, I feel like that apology is bullshit and I don't accept it, and move the fuck on. But to keep harboring this shit for weeks, I don't know how long this was, but to keep harboring this bullshit, let it the fuck go. Like, let it go. Let it go. And, like I said about Robin and Gizelle, I agree with them because Robin and Gizelle said that Monique is 100% at fault for this. I completely agree. I do agree. And, Ashley was telling Monique that she feels like Candace is at fault because, Candace provokes people. Candace does this. Okay. Just because Candace provoked her, Monique doesn't know how to, be like, count to 10, let me walk away from the situation so I don't have to put my hands on her. Now, I don't want people to think, well, oh, so you think, okay, I'm gonna stop and, try to get this out. So I saw on social media where someone is comparing this situation with Candace and Monique to Portia and Kenya's situation at the season 6 reunion when, Kenya had the bullhorn and the scepter in Portia's face. They're comparing that. That's apples and oranges, you guys. And I know people are probably going to disagree with me on that one because I'm going to tell you what side I was on with the Portia and Kenya situation. I was squarely on Portia's side. And I'm going to explain exactly why I was on Portia's side because, one, you put that scepter in my face. Number two, you put you on a bullhorn. I don't know how that, and even to this day, I still don't understand how that did not annoy Cynthia, who was sitting in the middle of Portia and Kenya. A bullhorn is loud as hell. Like, I was in band all of, my high school years. Actually, I was in band from middle school to high school, but I was in marching band in high school, and my band director, he had a mega horn. He had a bullhorn. I hated it. Thank God most times he would be in our press box, but if he came down on the field and he was right there in our faces, we'd be like, oh my God, can you please move? Like, back up because that's loud as shit and you hurt my eardrums. So like I said, people are comparing that, saying that, Portia defended herself because Kenya, was in her personal space. Well, Monique is defending herself because Candace was provoking her using her words. That's stupid. I have to say that is so stupid. That's like with I don't want to talk about this, but that's like with the presidential debates. If your opponent says something that you don't agree with, which is going to happen on Tuesday, let's use that as a perfect example. Donald Trump is going to say some of the most outlandish, dumbass shit to, get a rise out of Joe Biden. It's going to be up to Joe to say, hey, I know what he's trying to do. Let me spin this. Let me flip this, and make him look like the idiot that he is. So people saying she was provoking her using her words. You guys must don't know how to debate. I'm gonna put it out there like that. You guys don't know how to debate. Obviously. And then another point that I want to make, this is going pretty long, but another point that I want to make about this whole situation with Monique and Candace. Clearly, Candace did not want to fight Monique in the beginning. I think Monique was just frustrated with, the stuff that's going on in her personal life and this trivial shit that she just lost it, to be honest with you guys, because clearly when Candace said that, so you're going to drag me, Monique? If somebody really wants to fight you, like, I don't know where y'all come from. I don't know where most people come from, but where I'm from in the hood, like, we gonna talk, like, if leading up to the fight, yeah, I'm gonna whoop that nigga ass, I'm gonna beat that bitch ass, da 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 da. But when we face to face, all that talking is gonna die down. Cause when I see you, if we gonna fight, it's on the key word on site. When we see each other, like, when I see you, you better square up and be ready to fight. Like, that's how it is when, that's how it was when me and my friends, we were growing up, when we were coming up and want to fight somebody. When we get in each other's face, we dead, and all that talking shit is dead. We gonna fight straight up. Like, it ain't no talking. you better be ready to get. You better have your tennis shoes on, gym shorts on, some clothes that's gonna get some clothes that you don't care about getting ripped up, like, because we just gonna square up at that point. You're gonna catch a fade. So at this, I mean, like I said, I just feel like it was frustration on Monique's part that she was feeling, and she just took it out on Candace because, again, I'm gonna say it. This didn't have to happen. This was stupid as hell. It made no sense. Like, and here's another one of my frustrations when it comes to Monique. I don't understand. Oh, here's another question that Monique said on Instagram, because someone asked her, why is she why is she friendly with Gizelle in this season? She says, oh, that'll come up at reunion. Monique, at this point, nobody really gives a fuck. I have to be honest with you. Nobody cares, because you knew about this stuff. You knew about this stuff prior to coming into season 5 filming. You knew about Gizelle and what she was allegedly planning to do. You knew about it, and you still chose to try to be friendly with her. I get having a good work relationship, but the stuff that you've done with Gizelle, it just wouldn't be something that I would do if someone is coming after my child, saying that they're not my significant other's child. We wouldn't be in this situation. So I feel, for me, it's a moot point at this point. So if you want to address it at the reunion, go for it, but it's not something that I really 100% care to hear. But let's pause here and just go on and talk about the rest of the episode, you guys. All right, you guys, now let's get into the girls' individual scenes. Let's talk about Wendy first. Now, there wasn't a whole lot with Wendy in this episode. We did see her with her daughter, who is so beautiful, beautiful little girl. And she's preparing to go on to television, maybe Fox News or CNN, whichever one. I think she does both of them. And this is the day after the fight with Candace and Monique. And Wendy said something that resonated with me. When it comes to reality TV, it's an entertainment value. But I will say one thing about reality TV. There's a double standard when it comes to us and them. And I'm going to tell you guys what it is. Like, if you guys watch Vanderpump Rules, the way that those kids act, trash. But it's like, oh, they just are drunk. They're doing this, they're doing that. But when it comes to the likes of Love and Hip Hop, oh, they ghetto as fuck, they ratchet, they hood. That's all they do is fight each other. Same with Housewives. Like this fight with Candace and Monique, the situation with Portia and Kenya, it's a lot different from the likes of a Teresa Giudice from Jersey, who has been in numerous altercations. She's pushed Andy down. She's pushed Andy. She's tried to get at Teresa. She tried to get at Danielle Staub. Hell, this past season, Danielle pulled Margaret Joseph's hair. So I got where Wendy was coming from. We worked really hard to get a seat at the table, but then we have stuff like this that would give them, the right to use the narrative of the angry black woman, the angry black man. So I got where she was coming from, and honestly, it did make me a little bit disappointed in Monique, because this was a situation that did not need to happen, and we're going to discuss Monique in just a little bit, you guys. So let's move on. All right, you guys. Next, let's discuss Ashley. Honestly, when it comes to Ashley, I just got to be honest. I'm over the Ashley situation, because we all know that Ashley is once again pregnant. So at this point, it just feels like we're beating a dead horse with a stick, to be quite honest with you guys. It just feels that way to me, because I felt this way even before Ashley mentioned it last week. Ashley knows what Michael does. Ashley does her own thing. And they just still had their marriage. So it's not like she was caught off guard or anything. I think Ashley was just putting on airs for the television show. Because you can't tell me Ashley was surprised. I don't believe Mike when he says that he did not sleep with the woman. That's a bullshit ass lie. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if he called Ashley and was like, hey baby, there's this really hot lady here that I want to go back to the hotel with. Are you cool with it? But here's the other thing that got me. The fact that you guys remember that recording of the woman that came out in the blogs as well. So I don't, honestly, when it comes to Michael and Ashley, I don't care. I really don't. I don't. So Ashley was with the baby and Michael came in and she was talking to him, asking him where did things go wrong in a relationship. And like most typical, actually, it is like most typical men, when their woman has their baby, they feel that the sex dies down after the baby comes. I mean, that's gonna happen. Your attention and focus is going toward someone who is not able to take care of themselves. He can't feed himself. He can't change his diaper. He can't get up and go to the bathroom and piss and shit when he wants to. So yes, the attention and focus is on who? The baby. Now, once the baby goes to sleep, and if he stays asleep, maybe mommy and daddy can have some time to have sex with each other. But honestly, again, like I said, Michael and Ashley, they are good. Why do I care? I don't. Now, Ashley did ask him about doing a post-nuptial agreement just in case if something happens like this again, and she and Dean are protected. Guri was protected either way it went. So, whatever. Moving on. All right, you guys, next let's discuss Karen and Ray. So it is Ray's birthday and Karen is cooking for him for his birthday. Now, however, Karen is still reeling from the events that happened the day before with Monique and with Candace. And she's telling him that she's gonna invite a life coach over. As much as I love Karen, and I follow Karen on Instagram, so I know that this is some bullshit because yes, granted, Karen has been doing her thing with LaDom, but she also does spend time with Ray. Like, if you guys watch some of her Instagram lives, they are very much together and very much happy. So I hope we're not, with some of these storylines, I hope we are not getting to that point where they start to fake a storyline just to stay on the show. I hope we're not getting to that point. I really do. Now, Ray is talking about the fact that he wants Karen to be more focused on him. And I mean, I get it on both. I get it from both sides. You know, LaDom is her new baby. She wants to see it through to fruition, and it may take her away because, I do know that she does QVC. Now, currently, I don't know. I know she's probably doing things from home, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal. They can squeeze in time with each other. Like, shit, do you got a calendar? Like, hell, like with my planner, just plan your time. Effectively plan your time with each other. So then she also tells Ray that she was invited down to her alma mater for homecoming. And, she wants to invite the girls down there, but with the situation that just happened, she doesn't know if she can invite Candace and Monique together. Girl, honestly, Karen, you would be better off telling one of them they can't come. That would be the best bet, is to tell one of them stay the fuck at home. So then she also tells him about the situation with Michael. I'm not going into that again because I don't really care about that situation. Now, Ray is shady as hell. Because he was talking about the fact that, Michael said he couldn't sleep with a woman. He said, well, was it a man? I'm like, oh, you said it because I was thinking it. I've been thinking it. Could he get it up for the woman? He couldn't get it up for the woman. Maybe they had to go get a man. I'm gonna leave that alone. So then we see Karen. So Karen, like I said, she cooked for his birthday. After that, she had a woman from the radio station come over. She has this show on the radio. It's called Pillow Talk. So she's talking to Karen and Ray, asking them questions. Now, when she asked them the question about sex, and Ray talking about, the wind used to come through and I could get it up, but now I don't have the wind like that. I'm like, Ray, I don't want to hear about you or your dick not being able to get on hard like that. Like, I don't need the visual. We don't need the visual of your dick. Ugh. No, thank you, sir. Ooh. So then she also asked the question, is Karen still in love with Ray? She says, yes, she is in love with Ray. And the woman asked her, well, how do you know you're still in love with him? She says, because she can't imagine her life without him. Okay. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're in love with him. But I got what Karen was saying. I definitely understood what she was saying. So she says, okay. And Ray says, well, I can't imagine my life without her either. And so she says, well, are you still in love with her? He says, well, I think I am. And Karen didn't like that. And honestly, I understand why Karen didn't like that. That is not a question that you want to hear. That is not something that you want to hear from your spouse. I think I'm still in love with you. No matter how many years you guys have been together, you should say, yes, I'm still in love with her. We might not be as intimate as we used to be. We're not as young as we used to be. We're not the same people that we were when we first got married, but the love is still there. So I understand why she got upset. I really do. I understand why she got upset. Why in the hell did I put that right there? So yeah, she got upset with him, and she went upstairs and, took her mic off. Like I said, I understood why Karen got upset, but at the same time, I still call a little bit of bullshit with this whole situation with Karen and Ray. Because Karen and Ray are in a good spot. Like, don't let them fool y'all. Don't let this show fool y'all. Karen and Ray are good. Because like I said, I follow her on social media. So don't let them fool y'all. Don't let them fool y'all. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. Next, let's talk about Gizelle. So we see Gizelle. So she and her daughters, they're getting ready to go to Atlanta. They're going out there for the grand opening of Arizona's, a restaurant that Jamal purchased for the girls. So she calls Robin on FaceTime, and she's talking to Robin about the whole fight with Monique and Candace. And again, I never would imagine that I would be saying this, but I do agree with Robin and Gizelle that Monique was wrong in this situation. Like, yes, Candace talk a lot of shit, but that didn't mean go and put your hands on the girl. Like, I get it. Like, I talk shit to my friends all the time, but they ain't never put their hands on me because we had that type of relationship where I'm gonna talk my shit. Hell, I do this to my family. I'm gonna talk my shit to you, but we not gonna fight each other. Nah, I mean, I can't. I'm not gonna tell you guys that I can't fight because I can. I know how to fight, but it'll never get to that point for me and my friends or my family. We might fuss, fight, argue, but never should it come. Well, scratch that. It might come to that point with certain family members, but I know how to walk away from a situation, and I think Monique should have walked away from that situation because it really shouldn't have escalated to that point, but. Like I said, nonetheless, I agree with Robin and Gizelle that Monique was wrong. So then we do see that Gizelle and the girls make it to, Atlanta. They go take a tour of the restaurant. And the producers, they're shadier than I am. Because they took the tour of it. Gizelle was like, she loves the fact that Jamal takes care of his kids. I was thinking to myself, girl, what about the other kids that he got with the other women? And at the same time, I was thinking that the producers asked him, how many kids does Jamal have? Gizelle said she don't want to answer that question. She don't want to speak on his other kids because that would take away from their mothers. I'm like, mothers? Plural? I thought it was just maybe 2 other baby mamas. Like, I mean, that's still mothers, but the way she said it, you would think it's more like you would think it's at least 3 or 4 baby mamas or more. Damn. How many fucking kids do he got? And why is she back with him? Like, that is a good question. So Gizelle sat down with her dad, and she was telling her dad that, she is, once again, she is back in a relationship with Jamal. So in front of her on the camera, he said that as long as Jamal makes her and the girls happy, that he is happy. So they went to the grand opening. It was a lot of people there. I'm pretty sure they probably said that the cameras were filming and they came out there. So, they showed the girls around. They showed them, the hostess booth. They showed them the bar. They showed them where they keep the food. They showed them everything. And the one thing that I will, give Jamal credit for is, even though we just see it with these girls and not the other kids, so we don't know what he's doing with the other kids, but I will say the one thing that I do commend him for is with these girls, on top of showing them generational wealth, he's also teaching them, like what my grandmother them taught me, the value of a dollar. Like my grandmother and my mom taught me the value of a dollar as a kid, and they showed me what good work ethic is, and to this day I still have great work ethic. Even when I got into the workforce and I got my first. Actually, it was after I graduated high school, and it was during my sophomore year of college. I worked at one of my local banks in my hometown, or was it Abercrombie in Fisher? That's what it was. It was one of my jobs. I can't remember which one it was. It was a job that I had. I was in college, and my grandmother told me, because I was telling her, I don't like this job. It doesn't pay me enough. It don't pay me that much money. I waste my time going there. And she was like, Jerome, my middle name is, so actually, you guys, I don't know if you guys know what JB stands for. So JB, my first name is Gerald, my middle name is Jerome, my last name is Barrett. So there's the JB. So my family calls me Jerome. That's what my family calls me. So my grandmother sat down with me, and she told me, because it was so funny. My mom, and she always said this to me. She's like, I say stuff to you, but you don't listen to me. But when your big mama says it to you, you listen to her. And I say the exact same thing that she tells you. I'm like, well, sometimes I just feel like need to hear from her. It's nothing against you. I just want to hear from big mama. But my grandmother sat down with me because there was a job that I really wanted to quit. I hated it so much. I hated going to it. It was the bank. It was the bank, because it was so much drama at that bank. My grandmother sat down with me and she told me, Jerome, you never quit one job before you have another one lined up. And I didn't know what that meant. For a long time, I never knew what she really meant by that until it happened. So I quit a job and I didn't have any. I'm like, oh, that's what she means by you never quit a job before you have another one lined up. Because actually that's what happened. Because I was getting ready to quit the job because I thought I literally had did 3 interviews with this company, and I was like, I'm about to quit it, big mama. She was like, have you got the job? I was like, well, I went for my 3rd interview, and they told me they'll give me a call back and let me know. She said, don't you quit that job until they call you and tell you that you got that job. And they didn't call me. After that 3rd interview, they called me telling me I didn't get the job, even though I passed every one of their tests. I still didn't get the job. So I will say that about them. I do love that. But let's move on, you guys. Oh, actually, scratch that. Let's not move on. So at the grand opening, Gizelle's daddy is still not here from old Mr. Jamal, because he told him to take that microphone off of him. And when they were taking that microphone off of him, he was telling how he really felt about Jamal. He does not want her with him. He got 6 and 7 baby mamas. I'm like, how many? A man of God? Ooh. Run, Gizelle. I mean, maybe if she like it, I love it. Who am I to judge? Let's move on. All right, you guys. Yeah, this video is gonna be long as hell. I'm getting winded at this point. Let's talk about Candace before I get into Monique. So, Candace is talking to Chris after the whole altercation happened. And actually, let me go back to the altercation. So, Candace was calling her a hood rat and everything. And, she got in the car and, production separated them two. So Monique was in the hallway with one of the producers. Karen went to go check on her. He wouldn't let her in. Monique walked out and she went chasing after the car that Candace was in, but they got to her. Candace was in the car talking to Chris, telling Chris what happened. So the next morning, she was looking at herself in the mirror. She said that her forehead hurt. I'm like, I imagine, especially the way Monique was punching down on your forehead. Yeah, girl, I'm sure your forehead hurts. And honestly, once again, I will say I am on Candace's side. I didn't think that I would be 100% on her side, but I am. Candace didn't, as much shit as Candace talked, she did not deserve what happened. She literally did not deserve that. And I don't blame Candace, because Candace said that she doesn't feel that she can be friends with Monique anymore. I'm like, I wouldn't either, because they showed it. Bravo show, actually, it's so funny. In the beginning of it with the fight, Bravo replayed everything, showing what really happened, that Monique started the shit. And then also they showed that Candace has apologized to Monique on multiple occasions. When at that dinner that was for Ashley, when they got her out the house, Candace did apologize to Monique about the Cherie situation. If about her not giving her heads up, she says, you know what, I received that and I do apologize to you about it. Now, if Monique didn't accept those apologies, Monique should have just said that at some point. She should have been like, you know what, Candace, I feel like your apologies are bullshit and I don't accept it, and move the fuck on. But to keep going, keep at it with this shit, it's stupid. Like, she even apologized about the shit at the lake house with Ashley. But again, what happened with Monique? She kept dredging it up. She kept dredging it up. She kept dredging it up. I'm like, okay, Monique, when are you gonna let this shit go? Because it ain't that fucking deep. Nothing that has happened with Candace and Monique is that deep. And honestly, again, I do not blame Candace for not wanting to have a friendship or a relationship with Monique. Because if you violate me in that way, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna want to be friends with you either. I just wouldn't be. The girl has apologized to you. You provoked her. I know people are probably gonna try to say that Candace provoked Monique, but I 100% disagree. You guys, if someone believes that Candace provoked Monique, tell me what she did. I just want to know. If you believe that Candace provoked Monique, please. And this is an open discussion. Tell me what you feel she did. I don't feel she did anything wrong. I mean, if she's using her words, again, what's wrong with using your words? But let's move on. All right, you guys, and then to wrap this episode up. So we see Monique. Monique is at home with Chris and the kids. And she said that, when she got home, Chris was disappointed in her. Rightfully so. I mean, this just does not look good. Period. Like, it's not a good look. And Monique is saying that she doesn't care that it's not a good look. But I mean, if that's how she feels, that's how she feels. Now, I know people feel, because I saw, that, because in the sneak peek, in the episodes, sneak peek for next week, people are talking about the fact that Wendy said, telling her that she should apologize. I don't feel like she should. If Monique is not wrong, if Monique don't feel that she's wrong, then shit, she shouldn't apologize. Like, I'm not going to sit and tell somebody to apologize if they don't believe that they're wrong for a situation. If you feel that you're wrong, then yes, apologize. But if you don't say something that you don't mean and you're not sincere about. What else? The one thing that I will say that I did not like about Monique is I felt like Monique was placing the blame squarely on Candace. At this point, Monique, you can't blame Candace for what you did. You hit her. She didn't hit you. And I know Monique was trying, saying that, her hands were in her face. You started that situation. You had your hands up in her face. So Candace really didn't do anything. This is crazy. I really didn't expect to be on Candace's side 100%. I did not. Did not. And this doesn't take away from the fact that I like Monique, because I still like Monique, but I'm okay. I'm cool with calling her out. Like, Monique is wrong. I have no problem with saying she's wrong. Like, I don't care how anybody feels. Monique is wrong. Wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong. I'm one of those type of people that if I feel like if we're good friends or whatever and you did something wrong, I'm gonna tell you, like, you was wrong for that situation. And in this situation, I like Monique, and Monique is wrong for this situation. What happened with Candace? So you guys, that is it. I'm tired as hell. So be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification button so you guys are aware of when I drop anything else. Share this video, and until the next week, guys, do me a solid favor. Stay safe out there. Stay hydrated. Wash your hands. Stay safe. Stay cool, warm, whatever the weather is in your area. And until the next one, you guys, I'll see you guys later. I got to watch Power Book 2. I did not watch it today. So got to watch that and upload and record the video and upload it tomorrow morning. You guys have a good night.